What up, everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of Dreadful Talk. Super excited for this one. Got my much anticipated first guest, and you guys are going to be excited for this one. I'm super excited for this one. I had a lot of people asking to be guests on the podcast, and I'm super happy for that. I love all the engagement, and I plan on having a lot of guests in the future. But this is my first episode with a guest, and I had to be super picky about who my first guest was. And I picked this person for a reason, and it is no other than our very own Rodney Hulsey. My best friend, man. I love this guy. He's doing big things down in LA with the acting and the modeling. We'll get him joined up on here real shortly. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. This is episode 8. I've been real busy with my other podcast, Beefy Boys Breakdown, with my brother Harrison. If you guys are into MMA or UFC, you guys should check that one out. We've been coming in hot and heavy with all these cards we've been blessed with, man. A bunch of UFC cards. But yeah, man, Rodney will be on here real soon. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about this one. Always a pleasure to chop it up with my brother. Like I said, we've been best friends since 7th grade. And we both ended up out here in Cali now. Here he comes. Let's get him on here, man. Card carrying member of the Beautiful People's Club. You know what I'm saying? Making money with that face, as they say. You know what I mean? Let's get it. What's up, man? We just, everybody watching just got a lot happier. It's a lot easier on the eyes now that you've graced us with your freshly washed face, man. This motherfucker's like, 1 sec, bro. Let me go wash my face. I'm like, oh, okay, word, I get it.
Hey, to be fair, I'm just back from a hike. I had a little sweat dripping. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to see the crust around my mouth or nothing like that.
Oh no. You got to come with it, pretty boy Flacco, man. Well, like I said, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to, be a part of episode 8 of Dreadful Talk. You know what I mean? You're our first guest.
Man, it's an honor, bro. Like I said, I'm proud of what you got going on, man. I've been staying tuned on what you're doing, bro. It's happy to see you using your voice, man. I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm just glad. Always a pleasure to chop it up with you. On camera or off camera. You know what I mean? Like I said, one of my favorite people. But yeah, so the past couple years, when exactly did you get down to LA?
Shit, I got here probably the middle of 2017. Yeah, I was
2017.
I was fresh out of New York, where I was. Was out for like 6 months. Shout out to Flatbush, Dimas Park, Q Train, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Nice, real East Coast shit.
But yeah, I got linked up with that through some homies back home in Oklahoma who shout out to Frank Christian. He was one of the people. He styles for Honor the Gift. That's Russell Westbrook's clothing line. Real cool dude. I would just see him around through my shows. So I would play. I performed a lot of rap music back home. He would come to my shows and. Honestly, man, I was just looking at the time for something to for some photographers and stuff to help me with rollouts for videos and stuff. But he saw my look and was like, man, I know some people who have an agency in New York. I can show them your stuff if you're interested.
That's dope. And so at the time you were still in Oklahoma, right? Or
Yeah. Just kind of looking for new ways to release music, be inspired. The modeling shit honestly came out of nowhere, bro. Like I just stumbled upon it.
And I find it weird because we've talked a lot of times, but I honestly don't think in all of our private questions, and even when I was down there kicking with you, I don't think I ever asked you how did you even start modeling. I just kind of took it for granted. Like I knew you did, and I thought it was dope, and you've been doing it for a minute. But I actually don't think I ever asked the official story of just how you got your foot in the modeling game.
It was out of nowhere though, right? I feel like one second I was just in Oklahoma.
Because you were a musician. I knew you as a musician, you know what I mean?
That's the thing about LA, though, man. I feel like once you're out here long enough, you kind of have your hand in a little bit of everything. You know, you'll see
Oh yeah.
a shit ton of artists doing modeling gigs, vice versa. So,
You honestly have to nowadays, man. Like I don't know, I do with one hustle is you ain't doing it right. You know what I mean? Like even well established people are doing it all nowadays. You
right,
know what I
right.
mean? Every comedian has a podcast. You know, and all
Mm-hmm.
athletes are investors now as well and have
Yeah,
podcasts as well. So I just feel like it's the multimedia age and like it's cool because like I always kind of had a problem with like the term stay in your lane because you know what I mean. You can navigate multiple lanes. You know what I mean if you do it right.
for
And
sure.
I feel like that's just on display now more than ever. Like I said, even myself, I started 2 podcasts. I started making music again, and it's just like, why not? You know what I mean? Shout out to Brody. Why not? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Um,
exactly. And
but
kind of what I was saying about how it kind of happened for me in Oklahoma. Um, it was kind of one of those things where I just kind of took a leap. I was looking for another outlet to just kind of oh shit, I ain't gonna leave you hanging. I got a little something too since we
oh,
kind
dope. Yeah,
of gonna
I
load
was
up.
gonna say like
You
if
know
we could
what I'm
have been something to
saying?
smoke, but I was like, I don't gotta tell Rodney that.
Yeah, man. But like I was saying, you knowing me, man, I kind of prided myself on like traveling and shit. And so being
Yeah,
military grad
yeah,
growing
been
up,
all over the world already from a
yeah,
young
yeah, yeah.
age.
So when I got that opportunity, I was kind of like nervous at first, like, man, where am I gonna stay? Who's gonna fuck with me when I get out there? But shit just kind of aligned in the perfect way. I had some dope Oklahomies out there who let me rock with them for about like 6 months. Just gave me a
Dope.
good little outlet, and shit, man, yeah, it kind of just happened out of nowhere, bro. Like it
What
was a beautiful thing.
So, how many days notice did you have before you were like I'm going to New York? Like, how many days or weeks did you have to like get your affairs in order?
Well, shit, man. I want to say I found out I had the opportunity to go, and then probably 2 weeks later, I was out there.
Two
And,
weeks.
and it's crazy, bro. Like, I kind of did the whole, like, leap of faith. I'm going to just throw this in the atmosphere. And I posted a story on my Instagram. And it was just like, yo, do I have any homies out in New York? And shout out to Ronnie Harris. Talk about jack of all trades. He's a photographer in OKC, b-boy, producer, just does it all, man. He linked me with some people that were actually from Tulsa. He just kind of put in the word for me, told him about my hustles and that I was a
Yeah,
trustworthy guy.
you're a
And
good dude to
man,
fuck with.
yeah, man, they let me stay with them. Like I had never met them until I got there, so
Damn,
I
that's
was nervous.
love.
I was nervous too, man, and because of stuff like that, I have a real pay it forward mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You'll see that a lot in LA and New York. You know, you can just see on a young kid's face what they're out here trying to do, and it's hard not to try to push someone in the right direction. So, like,
that's
yeah,
dope. That's
yeah,
dope. Especially because I'm sure there's for every dope person like that, there's probably like 3 assholes trying to lead them down the wrong path.
for
You know
sure.
what I mean? So it makes that one solid person, it makes it that much more valuable. But that's crazy, bro. Honestly, I don't even know if I ever knew those details too, because like my story of how I got out here to Cali was damn near super similar to that. Like I think I had 12 days, but I was driving and it was like like a 2 or 3 day drive. So I really had like 9 or 10 days, man. I think we're both just walking examples of sometimes you just gotta hop on that shit. Like I'm not saying don't think shit out or just blow in the wind, but every once in a while, if that right opportunity comes, that train don't stick around long. You gotta hop on it and just find out when you get there. Take the leap. I mean, it worked out for both of us.
And here's the thing, man. Like, I'm one of those cats who's like lived the like dreamer life, for good or worse. I've followed the advice or been inspired by like my favorite rappers or my favorite
Yeah,
actors, and all of them
always.
kind of have the same story of just like, look, man, I had to just kind of like take that leap of faith without knowing what's gonna happen. I forget who says this quote a lot, but it's kind of like if you're continuously like trying to help yourself, push forward, there'll always be somebody along the way that's gonna like, give you some words of wisdom or like have a contact for you or something like that. You gotta want that yourself first and foremost, but they never think that there won't be people along your path who have done what you've done or have tried to do what you've done that are willing to
Yeah.
pay it forward.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's important to remember that, especially man in our fucked up world. It's real easy to get cynical, and like I said, there are some white people out there, but every once in a while, if your gut gives you good vibes, somebody not everybody's out to get you. Every once in a while, you'll stumble across a real one with some good intentions, and those people are just invaluable, brother.
Yo, funny story though. I don't know if I've told you this when I was in New York, dog. Like I said, I didn't know the people that I was living with. This shit's so funny. Like my girlfriend at the time back home, she had two cats, right? And anytime I'd be asleep, they would just like walk across me, walk across my chest, just something like just to comfort me. So there, there was one night that I was staying where I was at in Brooklyn, and I kind of forgot where I was. I had music on that I always play. It was dark in
Yeah,
the room, and I just felt some cats because they have cats as well. So I thought I was back home, and I hear the door open as I'm laying there, and I see a woman come in. I didn't know if it was a woman or a man at first, and I'm in the dark, and I just think somebody's breaking into my house, and I jump up, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing here? What are you doing?" And the owner of the house, shout out to Ashley, God bless her soul. She was just like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you." She turns on the light real quick, and I'm just like sitting there,
oh
egg on my
man,
face, looking ridiculous. Like, oh my God, I forgot where I was for a
my
second.
guy
I'm
was a
sorry,
Vietnam vet. Jesus.
bro. That
No,
I just had to remind you of that story,
no,
dog.
I
So
know.
crazy.
Yeah, like bro, like my first like month and a half out here in the Bay Area, I was essentially just doing the couch tour on my like different aunts' couches. I got a lot of family out here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like yeah, whenever when you first wake up, like for just that very split second, especially when you're brand new in a state or you on vacation out of town or something, like you forget where you at. I know exactly that feeling. Like it's
Dog.
trippy. It took a long time for that to go away, bro. Like honestly, like close to 2 years for me before I like just like firmly knew I was waking up in Cali every day. It was a trip, but
I tell you what, man, I still romanticize this place. I try to act like I've found my complete rhythm, but there'll be some times where I'll just look around. I'm just like, man, there was a time in my life where I was just writing down in my journal that I wanted to be in this place or be at this beach or stuff like that. And to be really doing it, sometimes it's just like it has a natural high in itself when you tap into that. It's just like, wow, I'm capable of like following through when what I'm saying, when I put my mind to something and just reach
oh
out.
yeah, oh yeah. I know like San Jose for a lot of people isn't like the flashiest destination, but actually, so this is where I grew up. This is my vacations. Like I said, I had all my families out here, all my mom's sisters. So like every vacation, I never went to no other place besides San Jose. Like the only beach I'd ever been to in my whole life was Santa Cruz. Like we never went to Florida. We never like we went on vacations, but it was just always here because
Right.
we could stay with family. My mom missed her family and all that good stuff, friends and all that. And so like my whole life, this was literally like my version of paradise. Like this was literally like where I went to vacation.
It was a
And then
matter of time, bro.
yeah, and then I always wanted to be out here. Like especially the older I got, we'd be getting on the plane back to Oklahoma. I'd be like, man, like what necessarily why we got to go back again? Like what's like and then yeah, the last time I came out, I want to say I was 18 or 19 was the last like vacation I took out here.
Uh,
And like that, when I got on the plane, it sounds like cliche, but I swear to God, I was just like, this is like I'm coming back here. Like this is where like I just made up my mind essentially, I guess is what I'm trying to say, that I was gonna live here and I didn't know how or when. I remember actually coming out of like high school. I think my goal for myself was to be in Cali by 2020. My whole safe, like non-risk taking ass goals. And then I beat it by 4 years. I think I got
just
out here in
fed up on your ass.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. This shit, like, will not happen at your pace. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have something happen for you and happen when it's like most convenient. That
Yeah.
ain't how it works. Like, if you like that shit may potentially come along your way, but you'll quote unquote not be ready, or it won't be the ideal time, or this or that. And sometimes, you just gotta kind of hop on board, just kind of, close your eyes and jump. And man, I totally feel that. So let me ask you this, brother, because was Italy after New York, or for some reason I thought Italy was before New York? Italy was after New York, or was it France? I forget where the fuck your ass was at.
Yeah, man. Italy. I was in Milan. It was during the New York run. Like,
Okay.
peep this. I was in New York for literally about like a week and a half before like the agency I was with. Shout out to 28 Models. They hit me up and they were just like, "Yeah, can you come into the office?" So I fucking take the train, take my time going out there. I get there, they're like, "Yo, there's a agency in Milan, no logo. They really like your look. They would like to fly you out as soon as possible, send you on some castings, just get a feel for shit." And dog, I'm just sitting there, just like, wait, y'all, like right now when y'all want to do this, like,
Yeah, man, I would trip.
because the thing is, man, like I said, I was only in New York for like a week and a half, and the mentality I had, I didn't know what I was really in for when I went to New York in the first place. I thought as soon as I landed, I was about to do a shit ton of shoots. I was just about to be the man. They were just waiting for me. But like, I get there, man, and like, they're like, no, they seen the pictures that we've already sent, and that was enough. And like, we went from there. I didn't have a new passport at the time.
Oh
So
yeah.
so I had to go run to the spot, get it expedited. And when you get your passport expedited, you have to fill out a little bit more paperwork. You gotta explain why you're there, what you do in the United States. So, and a part of the information I had to get, they had to have pictures of me from my yearbooks. They wanted a video of me like in some sort of interview, and luckily when I was still in Oklahoma, I did an interview on Fox for like the Norman Music Fest, so I had to send that.
Really?
It was a bunch of weird stuff, man, because like
Man,
I guess it's what happens when like I'm not a celebrity by any means, but like when a celebrity or something has to quickly go overseas for
they
some
make
shit.
it happen.
Yeah, they make that shit happen. In New York, there's so many people coming in and out that I took my picture at just like a random bodega like down the street that just so happened to do that stuff. It felt so like janky, but it worked. And
Yeah,
I
no,
got
the
that shit in a
randomest
day.
places do those passport pictures. I know what you're talking about. It'll be the randomest, like a liquor store or like
Dog,
those check cashing places, and it's like, why do y'all do this
I'm
too?
like, am I in the right place? Like, am I
Yeah,
about to get arrested? Like, what's going on right now?
bro.
But
So
like, yeah, go
actually,
ahead.
bro, I got it. I'm gonna match your sketchy expedited passport story, bro. I got one of myself actually. So I've never even left the country, but I got a passport, and I'm gonna say this too on the podcast before some like Eddie Bravo motherfucker finds this out and like tries to say I'm like a CIA plant or some shit. Because when I was in college, I had an internship at this place that did weather for government like military facilities, like
Yeah.
it,
Oh, watch out.
yeah. And I do gotta watch out. Like I legit can't talk about all that, but that's all. It was an internship, and they thought I was gonna have to go out to these islands, like in the middle of like nowhere, and they, like I said, I got my passport just like that, and it was essentially the same day. I think they took all that, like they paid for it, everything. It was smooth, so I still have it. And
Yeah.
I haven't even used it. I'm going to use it, but yeah, I just like,
We're gonna have to make a trip soon when all this shit dies down, brother. We're gonna have to hit it.
man, I was just talking about this on my last podcast. I already know where I want to go, bro. I want to go to like Thailand and Vietnam. Like they have all types of like combo little packages for the low, bro. Like
There's like a little Vietnam town in the Bay, right? Am I making that up?
no, yeah, San Jose is like known for its like Vietnam. Like honestly, half the city's Vietnam town. Like just like
So
honestly,
did that inspire the idea of going to Vietnam or something?
um, kind of. I'll say that, and like honestly, bro, I just like seen pictures online. I looked into it. Like the exchange rate is super like pro US dollars. So I'm talking about like
Yeah.
like one of our dollars is a lot of their dollars. You know what I'm saying? So you go over there, your money goes a long way. And like I'll be real. I guess I'll make one like little statement point with it. It's like, as Americans, essentially, I feel like most Americans are like conditioned to have like your first overseas trip be to Europe,
Uh huh.
and like whether it's Asia or Africa or I don't even know, hell, even South America, whatever, I like refuse to have my first overseas trip be to Europe, just like off principle. Just like, and there's nothing wrong with Europe. I plan on going to Europe. I want to go to Europe. Europe's dope. But just after like, we've had like the Eurocentric stuff shoved down our throats so long, that like just off of principle. Yeah. So like, I just want to like, I don't know. Thailand, Vietnam seems feasible too, but I'm talking about you can get like a round trip flight for like $700 or some shit. Like it's so I want to hit up Thailand, Vietnam, maybe watch like some Muay Thai fights and just eat some fucking drunken noodles. I love Thai food too. That's another thing. Like Thai food out of all my like foreign foods, like I'll just point to something. I'll just eat what they eat, man. I don't even have to know the language. Like I don't know. I love me some Thai food. I love me like the Thai martial arts over there, and it's for the low. So you know what I mean,
dude.
You gotta factor that in.
I feel you, man. That overseas shit in general, like I lived in Germany when I was a kid, but like that was when I went to Italy. It was my first time. Hell, New York too. It was my first time traveling out without my family.
Yeah, so, that's different, man.
That part I think was the most like jarring thing looking back because I was just kind of thrown out there. It felt like teaching a kid how to swim. You just push his ass in the water.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to rely on everything that I was ever taught by my parents. Like it all was pushed in that moment.
No, that's how I felt the first time I was just in San Francisco by myself, allowed to drink with a pocket full of money. I was just like, this is like Grand Theft Auto right now. Like this is just like make your own decisions. Just like
it's an underrated feeling that you don't know until you do it. You're just like, holy shit, I'm here by myself, dude.
Yeah, wow. Definitely. Definitely. Wow. So let me just getting back into Italy. So I got to ask, just keep it a buck. How much did you know about Milan specifically before you even showed up there? Because like, only thing I know about Milan is that there's a lot of fashion shit that goes on there. But like, I don't know shit about even what part of Italy it's where it's at or nothing.
Brother, I didn't know a damn thing about it. Like I said, I didn't know I was going there until like a week out, less than a week out. So man, like, and the whack part about it is when I landed, I didn't even have like a phone that was able to work out there. So I had I had like a fucking note that was like written down for me of a spot that I was to go to when I got there.
That's some video game shit in and of itself.
You know what I'm saying, dog? I was just like, wait, what did I just sign up for, man? What's going on right now? It's not supposed to be like this. But
like you're like in Taken or some shit.
Yeah, dog. And that kind of like got at me a little bit because I'll be real. At first, I kind of had the entitled American, stigma to me because I was expecting everybody to come and speak English to me. And people would kind of like walk past you if you were on that a little bit. They just like, no. Like, and a lot of that was kind of frustrating at times. But that was just out of my ignorance and be like, no, I need to make an effort. I'm in a new country. I need to pull out like the Duolingo, just to learn some stuff to just kind of show that.
Did you pick up a little bit by the time you left, like enough to get by?
Enough to get by a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing after a while to just pull out my phone and show them what I meant, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, Google Translate, I'm sure it was clutch.
Yeah, man, but I'll be real, dog. It was kind of hard to really focus on why I was even there in the first place. I was just kind of excited, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bro,
hell yeah.
So this is what happens when you just decide to leave. You end up in Italy. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I kind of had to rock with that, and it was kind of weird because you'd be on like all these castings, and you don't see many people that like look like you in those spaces. You know what I'm saying? When you do, it's an awesome feeling.
Well, in all fairness, there's not a lot of motherfuckers that look like either one of us really anywhere. But I guess that's even more exaggerated in Italy. That's for damn sure,
dude. But it was such a welcoming vibe because it was during Fashion Week, obviously. So in Fashion Week, there's like fucking NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, like,
the people are braced for a lot of people being in town. Everyone's taking pictures, different pop-ups. So like there was a lot of love off rip. it was kind of like I learned a lot about myself in the sense of, you see people that you kind of want to be like, and you see people who have failed at what you want to do. Like, it's kind of like I grew up in Norman and around a lot of athletes, so I look at things in sports a lot. And I kind of looked at it as like I went to the league or even like college, whichever one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back home, everyone's showing you love, propping you up, telling you, yo, you'd be great at this. You would kill it everywhere. Give you that confidence to be the man where you're at. So when you go out to all these other places, man, it's everybody has that energy. People have succeeded doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new. So it's like it kind of allows you to see what you're actually shooting for, where you're really at. It gives you the question of like, are you really about this? You know what I'm saying? All good things that are like humble you and just kind of let you know what you're out there doing. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's dope. I feel you, man. Like, I pretty much like tricked off my like first year in Cali, just like, woo, I'm in Cali, let's hit the bar. Like, I probably spent like 65% of my paycheck just at shitty bars, just like drinking shitty whiskey. But like, I don't know, I don't necessarily regret it because like there was just hella like fly on the wall moments. Like, I felt like I was like part of like a painting or a movie scene. Like I don't know, half the time I had no place business being in some of these bars, but I would just be at these random bars just kinda.
Right. All right. So tell me, I wonder if you have the same feeling. Like, I'll be random places in LA, just hitting the scene, and I'll get deja vu, and I think it may be deja vu from certain songs I've heard talking about the areas I'm in. May it be Fairfax or Sunset, Melrose, or a movie I may have watched growing up, or a book I read, and I'll forget for a moment. I'm just like, wait, have I been here before? Why is this so familiar? Like this, it kind of blows my mind sometimes.
So I get that feeling. There's three places I get that feeling, and I think it's for three different reasons.
Yeah.
So in my neighborhood where I live now, in the house I live now, my grandma bought this house in the '60s and has been on this
shit.
same. Yeah, bro. So like my family's been on this block like essentially like, before this tech boom, before Silicon Valley.
Wow.
As any old head in San Jose says the same thing. Back when it was all orchards and canneries, that's what they all say. And that's how long my family been on this very street in this very house. And so in this neighborhood, I get kind of deja vu. But I also grew up coming here a lot. But my family just generationally has been here, so I feel like that factors in. And then oddly enough, like when I'm at these beaches, and it's even weirder because like it'll be beaches I know for a fact my mom didn't take me to when I was little and shit. Like beaches that I have found like Davenport, where I usually do coastal when I'm at the beach. I usually am at Davenport, and I'll get kind of weird feelings like that I've seen that shit before. And then in San Francisco, it happens all the time, but it's more like you said because of movies and songs and shit. Like everything in San Francisco is iconic. Like legit, like everywhere you look is something you've seen in a movie or like an iconic photograph or hell you've seen on a fucking calendar or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like San Francisco. Granted, I haven't been to a lot of cities, but it's hard for me to imagine a city more like photogenic than San Francisco because like the hills create these dramatic angles and everything's at a slant.
Everything is. I remember the time I came out there and visited you. The next day, I was sore as hell. Just like, damn, what? Everything's on a hill. You're working out the whole time. Yeah.
Steep hills. That happened whenever me and Nina went to the Tenacious D concert. We were like, I think we took the BART and we were like, oh, dope. The venue's only like a mile from the BART station. That's a smooth walk. We don't have to get an Uber. And it was like straight uphill. Like the hills literally be like that. I was covered in sweat by the time I got to the concert. I bought a T-shirt and like changed shirts. Like I was like, and it was like hot too. But I was like, it was like a legit. Where I was wearing jeans, fucking trying to look cool and shit, man. Fuck that. Oh yeah, man. San Francisco's no joke. But yeah, man. So like, I think you probably find yourself at a really dope time to be a model. Being like given your complexion and shit, I feel like we're in like a more inclusive and diverse time as far as like the modeling. Where, because, and it kind of was a joke back in the 90s, like, oh, light-skinned niggas in style and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like we've moved past that. And like, have you felt any, like, do you feel like sometimes you get selected for a shoot specifically because you're dark skinned? Like, we're needing a dark skinned guy, or has it played a factor at all?
I would say yes and no, because there's still a lot of like things that need to be changed in the modeling world. You know, a lot more
Yeah.
inclusivity that needs to go down, a lot more
Okay.
people of color that need to get casted for stuff, that need to be on boards for things. But so that's always a work in progress. But yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Just knowing, for example, I remember, as weird as it is, when I was in Milan and seeing all these billboards of different models, going on all these castings of a lot of white models. As wild as it is, dude, I was walking around the little plaza area in Duomo, next to the cathedral. There's a shopping area down a little further, and there was a billboard of ASAP, and ASAP was the first black model with Dior. And like,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I didn't know how much I needed to see that. You
I
know what I'm
bet.
saying? I was just
I
like, damn,
bet.
this is wild. Like, hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Like that, and to me that lets you know that there's so much work to be done. So any
Yeah.
any gig that I'm able to get commercial, I'm in. I think about that, and I'm grateful for it, and I hope that more models of color with complexion darker than my dark ass can get the
Yeah.
biggest and dopest gigs. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, and are they even allowed to say like we're looking for a black person? Like, because I know movies are, but like, are they? Does that shit still happen? Like we're looking for, or because it sounds to me like most of your auditions are kind of interracial, or are they not allowed to kind of outright say that? Is it kind of like a backdoor handshake thing, or how does
Ah,
it?
not at all. Honestly, like some of the one of the commercials I got was a Doritos commercial, and
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
something you could submit to on LA Casting. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you paid for like a certain subscription, that's why people get modeling agencies sometimes, because they take care of all the stuff that you may have would have paid for yourself that can get expensive.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so like, but on some of those castings, the requirements, no, they're actually pretty as blunt as they can be. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yo, I'm looking for such and such, with this kind of hair, nerdy type, not the model type. You know what I'm saying? The
That's
thing,
hilarious. That's the most LA thing I've ever heard of. An LA model casting that says not the model type. That's really hilarious.
and it goes back to what I was saying about LA, and I could see how it could break someone, because it allows you to see who you really are and not what you're trying to present, because people see through that easily, man. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
fake the funk here. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see exactly what you're trying to mimic. You're gonna see worse interpretations of what you may have been trying to mimic, and you're gonna just it's gonna make you be yourself more than you ever been. And if you're willing to do that and grow with that, then you're in the right place.
Do
So
you ever? This is a thing that happens to me. I want to see if it happens to you too. Like
what's that?
sometimes, like people will try to impress you by acting how they think you would want them to act. And then I feel like we're both dudes that kind of act differently than our appearance maybe suggests. And so then it'll leave them kind of looking stupid because they were like obviously kind of capping from the jump. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like have you experienced that? Like somebody acts like how they think you want them to act. I don't know.
All the time, man. But I'm aware of where I'm at, and I'm aware of this is a land of dreamers, dog. There's people like who've been broken by opportunities. There's people looking for their big breaks. You never know who you're talking to out here. So
Yeah.
that's what makes it beautiful, when you can find somebody that's being authentic in this place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what stands out. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you get that all day, every day, man.
Yeah, like I feel like people think that I'm like a real like mean dude. I think that's kind of my head's kind of shaped like a pit bull, and like they think they come up and they're like, I don't know. They like think that I'm gonna be like DMX or something, and then like I just like
Let's go, give it to you.
yeah, and then I try to like talk to them about like something I don't know, just a little elevated and like and but then they'll try to match me on that too, and I'm like, oh, see, I just caught you up there, like I just caught you trying to I don't know, that shit
Yeah.
cracks me up. And I love so much when people don't do that because
Mhm.
it makes me appreciate that more too, man.
Well,
But yeah,
you can be surprised out here, man. Like they can be bummy looking people with the word of the day that you needed to hear, or like you never know. Just like there's younger people out here just because of what goes on out here that mature so quick, that have the most mature stories that more than men twice their age. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
just never
that's
know
a
who you're
thing.
talking to, man.
That's a
So
thing
it's
for
like
sure.
it's different, man. It's different.
Hell yeah. And then so like also I'm gonna say this like kind of tongue in cheek, but also kind of being serious. Like I feel like the thick wave is upon us with the modeling. Like I feel like the plus size modeling, the thick modeling,
Ooh,
like
my favorite, my
oh the
favorite.
thickies. It's a good time to be beefy. But do you feel like back in the 80s or 90s, whenever it was just really team skinny, do you feel like you would have killed it even harder?
Uh,
Or
I would say like the modeling for me is just like I just get the opportunity to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for what the like gigs and castings I get to go on, but it's not like something that I put too much, thought into. I kind of use it
yeah,
for opportunities to leverage, like with acting or to be
yeah,
in the rooms
definitely.
with other music guys. That which is what I would inspire a lot of people who plan on moving out here for music reasons.
Yeah.
Like, yo, not even if you like. It's not even just about being pretty. You know what I'm saying? You can go on like LA casting. You can go do background work you in videos. You know what I'm saying?
Stay busy.
Anything to get you in the rooms with other people that do multiple things. Everybody has a side hustle for their side
Yep.
hustle for their side hustle. So
Yep.
that's what modeling has kind of been for me. So I kind of don't see there are people who grew up like you can tell who whole life wanted to be a model. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's wild.
And there's a difference between that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kind of never planned on it. I just kind of used it as a tool.
You,
So
you,
like,
you know what I'm gonna compare it to? I made this metaphor on my Beefy Boys breakdown the other day, but it also applies here. It's like how a lot of football players run track to get better at football.
there you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? Like it's not necessarily they trying to like go to the Olympics for a track, but they just trying to. It helps their overall situation. I feel that. That's what's up, man. But yeah, man. I don't know. I was in Target the other day and I was looking at like the thick models, and I'm like, man, if they're looking for thick, I'm their guy. So I don't know. I might have to.
Here's what I'm telling you, man, and this is what I tell all my homies that think it's because I look pretty. I mean, I am pretty, but like, dude, you can. It's all about your look. If you know yourself, like for example, right now, your earphones you having right now, you could be the guy in the commercial that does podcasts or something with the headphones in. You know what I'm saying? People
No,
get
I feel it.
for like to represent that demographic of people. You know what I'm saying? There's heavy set people that get casted,
Oh yeah.
that get casted for stuff. So like that's what I'm trying to say, man.
Oh yeah,
It's
Joey Diaz is
hey,
the
man,
ugliest, fattest motherfucker to ever walk the earth, and he was in a lot of movies. So yeah, no,
if
without a doubt, man.
you know your look, somebody wants to model that. You know what I'm saying, and can shop that.
Definitely, man. But yeah, you touched on it briefly, the commercial you were in, but let's not, sell it short. That motherfucker was in the Super Bowl commercials. That was a Doritos commercial, right?
Yeah, that's actually my second commercial that's been that I was in that's been during the Super Bowl,
That's
which
right. That's right.
is pretty tight.
Man, we've been doing this, man. We're doing this.
So as you know, like back home, I got to open up for Post Malone in Tulsa at Kane's Ballroom, which was a sick place, man. That's a like legendary venue, and I got to actually talk to him then, and I kind of had that like cheesy story that I'm sure a lot of like artists can relate to when they see somebody there. The whole yo, I'm gonna see you again, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna catch you at the top. You know what I'm saying? I hit him with one of those. And then, to find out like later, as when I went on the casting, the director was like, "Do you guys know who the artist is gonna be?" And we're like, "No." You're just like, "Oh, Post Malone." And I'm just like, "Oh, wait, what? For real? That's crazy. What?" And dude, when I get there, he's super cool, man. Stand up guy. Walk to the room, everybody goes crazy. Like he carries it.
Yeah.
I got to talk to him. I show him, like, I bring up the whole, yo, I opened for you a couple years ago in Tulsa, whoop de whoop. Super cool guy, just, man, showed me so much love, made being on set that much greater. It was good for me because he's from Dallas, which kind of reminds me of, being from Norman. That's just
Yeah,
that.
exactly. There's some relatability there for sure, for sure.
So that kind of was like, I don't know, it kind of felt like I was back home for a second. Super cool.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I watch any of like Post Malone's videos and he's like in the country or just dicking around or drinking a Bud Light. I'm like, yeah. It's just like, it reminds me of home. It really does. But yeah, no, that's super dope. You see, I think he what was it? Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce beat him at a beer pong, and then he got them tattooed on him. I think that's how it went down. So that's pretty epic. He seems like a fun guy for sure. Did you get to play beer pong with him?
I I did actually get the game of beer pong game with him, man, and I tell you what, I was victorious in that game. I represented. I
But he
brought it
didn't get
home.
you tatted though. That's fake as fuck.
No man, no man. He was a couple bruised in. I was a couple bruised in. So it we didn't get too specific with the deets on anything. But I was proud I could rep for the Oklahoma side in
Oh yeah.
The Oklahoma Texas battle.
No, that's dope for sure. Hell yeah, what a memory, bro. I swear, every time I play beer pong to this day, it just takes me back. Like, I instantly become like 17 every time I play beer pong. Dude, that shit is still fun. Oh man,
You still shotgunning beers?
I haven't, bro, and probably since I moved out here, to be honest. Just to be completely honest.
Don't be
Yeah,
bad.
man, I chill with a lot of old folks out here, bro. I'm always like the young cat, and yeah, honestly, and then everybody out here usually drinks like thick IPAs and shit. Like a lot of like
the IPAs.
Yeah, that's some, bro. All right, so that's talking about feeling like you're in another country. Like, there's a lot of bars and a lot of breweries here in the Bay Area, San Jose, that only have IPAs. Like, legit, like that's what they sell, that's what they make. And when I first moved here, I didn't even like IPAs. Like, I really just didn't like drinking them. I mean, if I maybe would if I had to or whatever. But then it was like the definition of an acquired taste. Essentially, I was like forced to just kind of, get with it. And I learned that I like a hazy IPA. So there's like IPAs, double IPAs that are kind of like murky and bitter, but like the hazies are like citrusy and fruity, and I can get down with some hazies a lot better than like a traditional IPA. And like I said, like in my neighborhood, there's like 5 breweries that make IPAs and shit. So if you do like IPAs, San Jose in the Bay Area in general is your city. But
I be on them a little bit just because it reminds me back home, and I'm a lightweight, so hell, it'll take me about like a beer or two, and I'm feeling on my way, baby. But I'm a wine guy more anyway. I say I'm an aspiring wine snob. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting there, getting my names together and what does what. But you know what I'm saying? That's kind of
yeah, I've officially watched like 3 episodes of Whiskey Ginger, so I think I'm like essentially a full blown like bourbon connoisseur. Nah, but I do love that Buffalo Trace, dude. Like every podcast like generically puts on Buffalo Trace, but it really is the shit. Like, that's what I at first I got back into bourbon. I was like, oh, maybe I'll try all these other bourbons. And then every time I try something other than Buffalo Trace, I just like wake up so hungover and just like fuck that shit.
Have you had Japanese whiskey?
No, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But yeah, no, I never have.
My roommate had some of that shit a while ago, dog. Like, I don't know if it helps that I already said I'm a lightweight, so I don't know. But like, I had like 2 shots, and it felt like I was drunk, high, all at the same time, bro. It was just like none other, man. Like, I wish I could remember the fucking name of it, but all I know it was some fucking Japanese whiskey. It was crazy, bro.
This one night, man, me and Nina were out in San Francisco, obviously before all this Corona shit happened, and we are just like kind of having a date night out, getting drinks, getting food, and we were already probably both a couple drinks deep when we got there, but we we weren't hammered or anything, and then we're eating sushi, which isn't the heaviest thing on your stomach when you're eating, but or when you're drinking. But we ordered like a bunch of sushi. Like we ordered probably like $100 worth of sushi, and then they brought us out like these complimentary shots, and I don't know if it was like sake or Japanese whiskey, but we took them. We didn't really want it, but we took them. And then, like, everything after that was, like, a blur, bro. Like, I don't know if Bill Cosby was whipping them motherfuckers up or what, bro. But,
he didn't know it.
Seriously, bro. Like, it was, like, just everything after that almost seemed like a trip almost. Like, I don't know. It launched us into just, like, another, like, stratosphere. And it was, like I said, it was just, like, this free, like, it seemed like a scene out of, like, a movie. It's like this free mystery shot. And, like, I think the guy that gave it to me didn't speak English. So I couldn't really ask what it was. And, and I was really grateful. I really was. But I was like, oh, here goes nothing. And then just down down the rabbit hole I went, bro. But yeah, no, that's what's up, man. So how has are you guys even allowed to do shoots right now with the Corona? How's that lockdown affecting the industry? I heard I know you can't film, right? I've heard on multiple a lot of big movies and shit have had to be shut down. And
a lot of productions have been shut down for sure. Here was the cool thing about the last shoot I did yesterday, for example.
Oh, clutch!
Like a week ago, they made sure everybody had taken a COVID test, and if you hadn't been tested, they set you up with a company that will test you for free and come to your house and do it. So that was something I was really happy to hear before going into the shoot.
Definitely.
And when we got to the set, everybody was in mask, and it was a small group of people. There was probably one or two people with hair and makeup, and then the photographer, and everybody was kind of had their own wide space, and they checked your fever as soon as you came in. They checked your fever when you left. There was no snacks people could put their hands on, a lot of waters. So that's in.
That'd be whack. They just had a big bucket of pretzels and everybody just grabbed.
You know what I'm saying? Just to be I was curious about that before I came. I'll be like, man, these niggas want some bullshit. But
well, you know what I've learned through all this, bro, is just that, man, we should have been doing most of this shit this whole time. As far as just not being piled on top of each other and shit. And
for sure, definitely.
I don't know, sanitizing the fucking grocery carts and shit. They should have probably been doing that shit.
Bro, I was always, since I've been, even before I was driving, anytime I'd have to pump gas for my mom, it would take so much longer because I would have to go get some of the paper towels. I would have to wrap it around my
hand. That shit's nasty.
Dude, I don't fuck with that, or opening doors. I always have to put my hand under my shirt. I've been on that, bro. I say that, but never mind. I'm not gonna get. Never mind. But
no. I feel it, bro. I'm just saying, I don't know. Everybody keeps saying goes back to normal. There's certain shit like that I kind of hope it don't go back to normal.
Nope.
I don't need motherfuckers breathing on my neck in the subway line. You know what I'm saying?
Give me 6 feet, brother. Give me 6 feet.
That's the only I haven't had any dramatic Karen mask moments or anything like that. The one thing I did, there was this dude behind me at this Ike sandwich shop that was just hella closed, and I did have to tell him to back up. But besides that, I'll say this: I'm glad I'm out here, man. I'm seeing videos and pictures and shit from Oklahoma, and I would be having panic attacks, dog. It's ain't nobody giving a fuck out there, man. But that's a conversation for another day, man. But so I saw you recently just dropped a new song, or were collabing with the song. And under the alias of PawPaw Rodney, man. I love that.
PawPaw Rod in effect. Yeah, man.
That's dope. Made me happy because, like we said, you've been making music since what? When was that first tape? 2010, 2009? We were 2011?
Yeah, dog.
We were youngins.
Yeah, dog. I think the first thing I put out I think it was with my band. Shout out to Reg.
Oh, Reg. Oh,
That was
yeah.
like 2010, 11, something like
First
that.
team all band name for sure.
You
First team
know what
all
I'm saying?
band name Reg.
Hey, love those guys.
Yeah, those were some fun nights, man.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah, so you're almost 10 years deep in the music game, I guess is my bigger point I'm trying to get at. That's
yeah,
a
10
much
years,
respect.
man. It's weird because being out here, nobody really knows I make music.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. So it's kind of like it was kind of refreshing and bitter at the same time because I kind of had like I had a little steez to me of that, like, you know, when I get here, just like I'm gonna have like everything off rip, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like
It's
auntie
confidence.
spoiled, yeah, which I owe to where I'm from. You know, they showed me so much love and kind of like built me up to have the confidence to where I knew it was time. You know, if it wasn't for a lot of people like, yo, you should keep pushing forward, go hit these other places, you know, I would have, you know what I'm saying? That's where my confidence came. So like being out here and seeing how things move differently, I just kind of use this time to just kind of develop other parts of my life, see different things. So it's been about like 3 or 4 years since I'd released any music. So it's like it felt time to just kind of like finally drop some shit, to be real. And
Yeah.
as far as the PawPaw Rodney goes, I mean, shit, man. It just felt right, bro. Like coming up, my mom used to always tell me my Uncle Don, RP, would call me the milkman, and for that means that that I'd been there before. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the guy. I've been on this planet before,
Yeah.
on
No,
this
that makes
street,
sense. Yeah.
and it also goes to like my homies growing up, including yo ass. You know, they'll call me PawPaw Rodney. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I also think about my actual Pawpaw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the coolest people in my life from the rings he
I was
wore.
about to say, I know he gave you a couple of your favorite jewelry pieces.
Yeah,
So
the old vintage Wrangler. He was so cool, man. And like I think that's what comes with like the mentality of a pawpaw. You get to see your kids and it gives you a chance to show nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I love it, man.
and I love the message of that. And it just also speaks to, you know, a certain region, you know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. You hear Pawpaw, you know, I'm speaking.
I love two things about it, just on a very surface level, because I know all the deeper shit behind it, but just on a super, like, just surface level value, if I was just seeing that and I had never didn't know who you were, it's like unique, and it's not like trying to be unique. It's like actually is unique. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's been so many rappers, and all these rappers' names are just pulling shit out of their ass and like trying to be unique and all this spelling shit weird and all this shit. And that's truly unique. Like just stands apart without even trying too hard.
Appreciate it, brother.
Almost like on a Wiz Khalifa tip. Like I always felt like Wiz Khalifa was the best rap name ever, and it wasn't even extravagant. It doesn't even really sound like a rap name, but or like I don't know, currency, like simple yet effective.
I feel it.
And then also just I don't know. I don't know. I fuck with the PawPawRodney. So let's go through the list though of all the names. Let's do it.
Oh
So
shit!
take off Islo.
Nah. It ain't start with Take Up Oslo now, bro.
What?
The first name that I had was RJ the Jerk. Like
RJ
that.
the Jerk.
RJ
Oh,
the
man.
Jerk was the first name.
I
Like
be trying to explain to Nina that we had like the jerking phase, and like it doesn't make much sense when I tell the stories because it didn't make much sense when we were doing it either.
we was just loving Cali. Is what we were
Riding the wave,
just riding the wave of Cali, bro.
YouTube, shout out to YouTube videos of jerk battles, man. Them were the best. But yeah, so there was RJ the Jerk.
RJ the Jerk.
Then
That's when we went to the Take Up Oslo. You know what
I
I'm
still
saying?
love that name though, and I still say you had it first. Fuck anybody else.
Right. I fuck. You know what I'm saying? And because of my ego and thinking that someday I will be at a level of eliteness or notoriety, I felt like it would clash with the Migos' takeoff at some point. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be just like that skit was it Academics that was like that interview when they was about to go stomp somebody out, or who was that guy whenever they're interviewing the Migos when they're like
Oh, Joe
Oh,
Budden.
was it Joe Budden? He's like, do
Joe
I look
Budden.
like I got left up bad booty? Do I look like Takeoff?
So you know they're ready to ride for theirs. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna just chalk that up to the game. I ain't even connected to it that hard. You feel me? It's cool. And then so like me and a homie, we had came with Deus. You know what I'm saying?
Dance. Yep.
Which
Yep.
means God in Portuguese, which is a cool name. I still rock with it, but like I felt like it was a name that kind of was something I was like searching hard to like come up with, and I didn't feel an attachment to it as time went on. You know what I'm saying?
The real problem with it is that niggas can't read, and we call you Deuce. All right.
Yeah, I got a lot of dues. You know,
Deuce.
which at times like, damn, try to just go by dues, nigga.
My
Got a ride to it, you know.
my nigga Emmett Smith over here, Deuce. But no, so yeah, it was Deus Eyes Low, and then did you? I know your Twitter was Boy Deus. Did you ever release music under Boy Deus, or no? I was just kind of
Oh, did I release music this 4 days? I don't think no, I didn't. I had planned on doing it. You know, that was kind of like more leaning to an androgynous. Shout out to Boy George type of shit.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So I still fuck with the androgyny and stuff, but it won't be in the name. You
No, I
know?
feel it. I feel it. Yeah, yeah. No, that's what's up, man. I fuck with PawPaw Rodney for sure, man. And man, I gotta ask you, man, are you down to keep this going a little bit longer, or do you got things that you need to get about your day going
Man,
to?
I got some joint left, so as long as I got my joint, man, I'll rock with you.
All right, cool, man, cool, for sure, man. And let me see here. So let me ask you this, because everybody's saying like reopen this or freedom that or all that. And I was kind of on the cautious side when all this shit started with Corona. Like, let me ask you this: like, would you even say everything was open up and your favorite musician was coming in concert? Would you even feel comfortable going to that shit? Because, like, me personally, it's like I don't really care what these laws say. Like, I ain't about to go to no shit like that. But maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. How you feeling about that?
Well, I'll give an example of what folks are trying to do within the industry to keep things going. Shout out to Super Duper Kyle. He's from Culver City, I believe. He has a lot of love out here. Dope artist, hell of a performer, stand up guy. He had a show recently at a drive-in theater.
Yeah, I know comedians have been doing that too. That's
Yeah, so everybody's in their car. You know what I'm saying? You're socially distanced. You know, if you want to take it an extra step, you can keep your mask on while you're in your car. So, like, I'm not saying would I go to that? Possibly because I have gone to a drive-in theater film a while ago. I went to go see what's the name of that? Vast in the Night, which was actually produced by an Oklahoma native.
oh, dope.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll have to talk to you about that later. But like, yeah, so I think that might
I'm
be
down for
something.
that.
You know
I'm
what I'm
down for
saying?
that. No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I just meant like traditional, like 18,000 people in an arena,
Oh
like
shit,
traditional.
man.
Like I think it's gonna be years before we back to that, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro.
seriously.
I know. I just have like homies out here that are kind of in that world, and I believe like a lot of shows are fucking canceled until next year, if that. I think what's gonna give us a little indicator of things is probably this NBA bubble, MLB. I'm sure at some point I wouldn't be surprised if they get some sort of performer to try to come in just to test it. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask, do you personally know any females that have been inside the bubble?
Shit.
Ah,
I don't know nothing. I don't know
man.
nothing.
I keep seeing on Twitter, like not even people I follow, but just hella girls being like, "Yeah, I just got invited to the bubble." Like, it just cracks me up.
Nah, I don't know any personally, but I know they're out here, and
They out here. They're
that's
somewhere.
something I was talking to the homie the other day, bro. It's just like, look, man, there's some young dudes in this bubble. Not even the young ones, just some fools that get down how they get down, man.
Yeah.
Look, there's gonna be some exceptions, and I guarantee you, you know, there's probably an NBA player. I won't say his name, but some people look at him as the chief or the king or something like that. I'm sure they fucking have some sort of extra testing for anybody that may come into the bubble that's not supposed to be there.
Oh, without a doubt, brother. But hey, man, Instagram Live does these bitch ass time cutoffs. So I'm gonna end this one and then I'm gonna start another one. Hey, what up, brother, man? I
What's up,
appreciate you
man?
getting back on here with me, man. Yeah, we don't got too much longer. I just kind of got caught off guard with the timer. I didn't want to just like have a rushed ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, I gotta say, because I remember whenever I came down to visit you, we went down to Venice Beach, and like I just thought about it, like in the time whenever no sports are going on, Venice Beach, they have like pro skaters there all the time at that skate park. That's like essentially probably some of the closest live sports that's going on right now. I mean, I know they tried filling it with sand and shit, but have you seen anybody skating down there lately?
Yeah, man. I went to Venice probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, you see people out there that, like I said, they got all that goddamn sand out. They're doing their
Yeah,
thing.
they
I
love
kind of
that
fuck
part of
with.
that.
They actually had a dope ass protest where all the skaters came together and just mobbed around downtown LA and a couple other spots, like all in
That's dope.
unison. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of skaters just skated all through, man. It was a
That's
beautiful
dope.
thing. Just being in LA in general, man, just gives you a different appreciation for skaters because
Definitely.
it's all in the culture in such a different way. Like
Yeah.
like you'd see football here or something in
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Like
Yeah. I
it's
seriously,
wild. It's
same here
cool.
in the Bay, because like Thrasher's based in San Francisco, and like there's a lot of pro skaters from the Bay, like Steve Caballero and stuff, a lot of the OGs, and like yeah, it really is part of the culture, like how college football in the South is part of the culture. I mean, it influences the style, the everything, like skating. I mean, like it's normal here. I guess it's normal everywhere, but yeah, it's just like really ingrained in the culture. And yeah, because I always loved skating growing up and stuff, and I always play like the Tony Hawk video games and shit like that. But yeah, man, I'm telling you too, like everybody that says like social media is toxic just needs to like follow a bunch of pro skaters. Like my Instagram, like I don't even skate really, and like it's just like full of pro skaters because it's just like cool to watch, man.
Yeah, man, for
I
sure.
and that's actually how I thought of that Venice question, because like every pro skater I follow, like every other day, they're just like at the like posting clips from like the Venice skate park and shit. So I'm just like, damn, that's like some world class shit just going on, just right there. So I
Right
don't know. I
there,
thought
man.
that's cool.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's like I said, it makes me want to get on a goddamn skateboard. And there's so many cats you meet out here in their 40s talking about, hell yeah, I learned how to skate when I was 28 years old or shit like that, man. It's beautiful, bro.
I actually got one. Nina got me one for Christmas. And
Uh
then I was actually fucking around on it a little bit, like start because I skated when I was real young, and it was kind of coming back, like I'll say quicker than if I had never skated at all. You know what I'm saying? But whenever COVID happened, I was like, I quit skating because I was like, hell no, I'll be goddamned if I break my wrist and then fucking
oh,
go to
nope,
the
nope.
yeah. So I don't think now's a good time to be learning how to skateboard. If you already know how to skateboard, I'm sure now's a great time to skateboard. Fun, something to do. But
Nope,
I'd say
nope.
now is probably not a wise time to be trying to pick it up as a new hobby.
Right,
Uh,
facts.
but man, yeah, definitely. I shout out skate culture, and I mean, especially like how, I mean, skate culture and punk culture used to like intersect like this, but now, I mean, I feel like it's intersected just as much with hip hop. Like,
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. Like, you'll see. You can't tell nowadays how you couldn't tell in the early stages of hip hop who was a gangbanger or not based on like certain apparel. Nowadays, you see cats you don't know if they're a skater or not based on
seriously.
how they like approach themselves, present themselves in ways. It's cool.
Yeah, like I'll rock a pair of Vans every now and again, and like I have like a Santa Cruz skateboard shirt, but like
Yep.
I don't go full go with it. Like there's dudes that like dress head to toe out the catalog. This not skating. It's like, ah man, I feel it. I feel it though. That's just clean though. You look fly. You look fly. Really fun, man. All right, so we talked a little bit about Venice, but is that your favorite beach in LA, or what's your favorite beach in LA? And I mean, there's probably different beaches for different reasons. I imagine that's how it is for me up here.
You know, I honestly, that's still yet to be determined. Because besides going to Venice, I go to Marina del Rey. There's a beach out there that I really like going to because there's no one there. It's super quiet.
Yeah,
But if you like the idea that it's next to the airport, you see planes take off next to it.
really.
Yeah, so it kind of has its own little old school vibe to it. Like it's really dope. It's
That's
a little
cool.
dirtier, but like I said, it feels like your own beach, and it's probably one of the closest to me. But I still gotta hit the beaches in Malibu. Still, I hear there's some cool spots out there.
Yeah, bro, don't sleep on it, man. Hit them beaches, bro. I've been trying to. I still have a million I need to hit up here too. But yeah, it's like when I first moved here, you know, I like the beach towns with like a lot of bars and a lot of restaurants and shit. And then once you do that a couple of times, you realize the dopest beaches are the beaches, yeah, where like nobody's at, you know.
Yeah,
Like especially up here, it's like the main beaches like Santa Cruz, you know, it's like kind of famous. You have the famous boardwalk and, you know, like the movie Lost Boys and all that. And like but right, like just with the 10 miles north, 15 miles north, there's some shit that just looks straight out of like National Geographic, like just like these like little like you gotta like hike down to them. It's like these little coves, and it's like this, you're
yeah.
surrounded by cliffs, and it's crazy, bro. Like just 10, 15 minutes north of Santa Cruz, the water's literally bluer. Like there's so much like it's dope. So like those are usually like the beaches I've been hitting up lately, man. And then I've been fishing lately too, man. I like refilling up.
What?
Yeah,
What?
man.
You
I've been
catch
like
something?
little stuff, little stuff. I'm getting better and better, you know,
Okay,
just
okay.
learning. But it's cool, man, because I never fished like ocean fish before, and it's totally different than like fishing on like a pond
You
or a
cooking that
lake.
shit? You cooking it?
Not yet. I'm going to though. I'm going to.
Okay.
That's the next step. I caught one that was probably big enough to eat, but like I would have needed a couple that size. You know what
So
I'm
what you
saying?
do with them? You just threw them motherfuckers back or what?
Yeah, just doing back.
Okay.
Yeah, just doing
Then
back.
just watch it die and kick the motherfuckers.
No, no, no. It was funny though. The last time I caught this fish, and like there was this little kid. He was probably like 4, maybe 5, and he was like fishing with his dad, like a few feet down, socially
Right.
distanced away. And
Yeah.
like I had my fish and I was taking it off the hook, and he like runs over and he's like, "Can I hold it?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I like gave it to him because he seemed like he knew his shit. Like I know he was little, but like he looked like one of them like fishing ass kids. You know what I'm saying? Little Tom Sawyer little kid. And like but then I hand it to him and he starts like juggling it and flopping everywhere. I'm like, oh man, I felt kind of bad, like, but we got him back in a
It's
while.
over. It's over.
Man, I fucked up. I should have just threw it back. But that's a little homie, man. But yeah, man. Next time you're up here, you're gonna have to come get a pole in the water with me, man.
I'm with it, dog. I'm with it.
I got one last question for you, brother. So I haven't been back to Oklahoma yet. You've been back how many times? 2 times? 3 times?
Shit. How many times? I think I've been back 3 times now, man. Yeah.
3 times? And what's it like? Like what's it changed? You know, I mean, I know a lot hasn't changed, but like let's focus on what has changed. You know, obviously the weed and dispensaries and shit. Like, is that just like a trip? Do you feel?
Damn, yes. The dispensaries is probably the biggest trip because god damn it, there's one on every fucking corner. And it blows my mind to see.
And we just spent so many just sketchy drives just looking in our rear view.
So many drives. It's so wild. Like I was going to it's still not at the level to where I can like go get it myself. I still have to go do some. It's not recreational.
The card shit. Yeah.
But it's so refreshing to be with someone and have like fucking like an ounce on you and it'd be a-okay. Like, and I know being in California, it's like, oh damn, they're that far behind. But yes, being in Oklahoma, yes, the shit. Like, I've gotten a charge for weed, being in my car. So yes, being there and it being okay, it's a feeling that I'm still like new to when I'm there.
Man, how many just drives when we were like 15, 16, 17, just going to get like 2 grams and a pack of Swishers.
Brother, even a 0.5.
Yeah,
you
bro, we would be terrified.
Half a little piece of something, dog. So
I used to hate when niggas used to want to smoke in the car. I can't even enjoy I'm literally just looking over my shoulder the whole time.
Yeah, bro. I'm
How long
saying.
did it take you to stop being paranoid when you moved out here? I know it took me like over a year.
Yeah, probably about the same, man. It just was something I couldn't wrap my head around. It's just like, oh, I kind of convinced myself at a point that it's like, I'm gonna just be that way forever, dog. That's just like some PTSD. Like I'm gonna be like, like,
Yeah,
but
and like
it's gone down. You know what I'm saying? You catch me on a
you,
good day, I might smoke in my car, sitting somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be like covering the joint like this when I'm passing it to somebody, like trying to.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
It still it leaves you a little jittery
Oh
sometimes.
man, but yeah, no, I'm so glad we both are out here in Cali, man. I feel like I'm not even gonna say we would be shocked if I told our younger selves this, but I think our younger selves would be like proud of us because like we both essentially like wanted this to like essentially happen, and it's happening, bro.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
man,
don't know.
that's something I think about all the time, bro. And like I said, it comes with the whole romanticized thing I still have about LA because I will have those moments where like, holy fuck, I remember days writing verses about this shit, or just like, you know, for the type of shit I do, looking back, you could have been like, yeah, I could have, knowing what I know now, it's like, yeah, I could have worked and saved up and came out here, but I was doing this off of the path of, the out of the box thinking, creative, dream chasing dude.
That's
So
the way to do it, bro. Because like so, and there's a lot of people smarter than me and more successful than me that have said this exact same thing. But I found it to be true in my own life too. Like that magical number, you never hit it. Like if you're trying to save up, and I like every time I talk to somebody from back home or say, oh, I want to move to Cali, but I'm gonna save up, and it's never enough, bro. Because I mean, what's that number? I mean, is that number $5 grand? Is that number 10 grand? Is that number 20 grand? Why not 50? Like, oh, you really want to be secure without 100? Oh, you can't buy a house in Cali for 100. So it's just like, if you just trying to save up and wait for that perfect time, like, shout out Roddy Rich, perfect time. Like it don't come. Like it just like, you really do got, I mean, for certain people it might, for certain people with different backgrounds, or whatever, certain advantages. But like, I just feel like for your average young cat, your average young brother, anybody really trying to, whether it's Oklahoma or wherever you're at, whether it's a mental place, whether it's a physical place or a mental place that you're trying to get out of, you just got to go. Cause like, if you waiting on that perfect time, it ain't going to come. Like there's always going to be a reason not to. Always. You don't got enough money. Oh, it's such and such's birthday next week. Oh, my mom is still here.
right,
Oh,
right,
oh, I got a pretty good job here. Oh, I got a girl with some good pussy here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like there's always gonna be a
right.
reason not to do it. And I just like can't stress enough to just like I wish more people would take just take a jump, take a risk. You know what I mean? And I guess that life ain't for everybody, but I just know a
True.
lot of it was for me, and I'm glad it was for me and for you. You know what I mean? I'm just so happy to see all the success, that you're doing down there. And I love that, we've been able to stay close over the years, brother. And yeah, man, we got to see each other soon, man. I don't know what the exact when, with this whole situation, man. But as soon as I
Yeah.
can, bro, we'll have to link up, brother. And
Oh,
maybe,
no
maybe,
question,
maybe you
brother.
can meet me in Tahoe, man. I've been wanting to go to Tahoe. You got to experience Tahoe, bro.
Yeah,
That,
man, I still ain't been out that way. We may have to figure out some shit, dog, for
that's
sure.
like some real sacred shit, bro. It's like the fifth oldest lake in the world or some shit. Like it's
Oh,
like,
word?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like ancient, like before, like prehistory,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No,
That's
and it
fine.
feels like it too, bro. Like I don't know, like I'm like the most spiritual guy, but when you're there, you're like, this place is different. Like you just feel that shit. So yeah, maybe we can
Bet.
link and talk, brother. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, man. Much love
Hey,
for the
man,
first guest on Dreadful
it
Talk.
was a pleasure, man. Like I said, I'm proud of you. I see it. It's here. You on
It's
your way,
here.
bro. You're doing it. It is what it is. Glad I could be a part of it in some way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, be safe out there, brother. You enjoy your day, man.
Always. I love.